We are no longer, we are no longer, we are no longer willing, we are no longer willing, we are no longer willing we are no longer, we are no longer we are no longer willing slaves. We are no longer willing slaves. Next chapter, let's turn the page. We was moving backwards, seen better days. It's the actual factuals, don't give them away. Extra, read all about it. It's from AEA. So proud about it, we gon' lead the way. It's okay, shout about it, it's a new day. Got a lot of problems, I don't really play. Listen to the oldies and know every word that they say. We was never slaves. But to accept the title is to accept the duty. Can't read the credits until you watch the movie. Can't be in that wedding unless you a cutie. She ain't had the right face, so she became a slave to her booty. Giving up the Oochie Coochie for the Louis Gucci. Slavery is a mentality. It is, it ain't no probably. I'm so transparent you can hollow me. Long beard or Moses, you follow me? Always try and bring me down, twin tower me. You did me wrong, I want my apology. Listen to the song and feel like I hit the lottery. Don't tell me I'm wrong for this rage that's inside of me. Help guide this bullshit up out of me. Thank you, mommy. I look like the man who fathered me. And thank you again for tolerating me. All love, don't try to put that hate on me. This body, this temple of mine is no longer a vacancy. We are no longer willing, we are no longer willing slaves. Next chapter, let's turn the page.
UrbanLife.tv, UrbanLife.tv, UrbanLife.
They ain't supposed to be at the podcast. They out shopping. Look at this shit.
TV, up close and personal, live.
Não get out.
Alexandre, os chaves, o Iwarbs, get that get it.
He ain't got the ball right now, you feel me? And he go to the rack every time.
Go to the rack. I go to the rack like Kyrie. I spin like this day.
Just tune in when I tell you to. Be ready like Wednesday afternoon. Ooh, life is simple, but life is mental. Where's your mental? Where's your talent and the gift God sent you? Don't be silent, don't be gentle.
Yeah. Welcome to UrbanLife.tv, underground rap business and news life.tv. We here. Another episode 45. I'm Buck Doctors, you know what I mean? The doctor without the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And my other host ain't here, man. Josh, always, enhancing the business. You know what I'm saying? So, they had a shindig, him and the wife, you know what I mean? So, he had to miss this one. And I couldn't reschedule the recording. So, I'm here, man, you know what I'm saying? And, it's still one half of the herb, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna deliver it, you know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all like that little spoken word poem, you know what I'm saying? It's from the heart to the heart, you know what I'm saying? Brought to you by the Open Heart brand, you feel me? Like, that's still in the motion, you feel me? Just revamping, you know what I mean? But, yeah, man, I hope y'all, it was a message to folk, that we gotta stop being willing slaves out here, you feel what I'm saying? And, live with a purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? Last week, man, we talked about some interesting things, you know what I'm saying? Like living in your pain body and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And living in your trauma and, carrying that with you and letting that inner child, like, dictate you know, how you move and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was real, man. You know what I'm saying? So, just gonna continue the conversation, man, but more or less on like how it started. You feel me? Like, and, you know, human wise, man, we be training each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Based on our comfortability. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, it's almost like you wouldn't even notice it. You get me? Like you wouldn't even notice it. So I just wanted to point it out, you know, a couple things, you know what I'm saying? So we can recognize like to train and retrain each other to like, you know, be better, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know how you having that conversation with somebody, yeah, like, you know, my football team is this, you know what I mean? And it's simple as this, you feel me? Like, it's simple as, you know, I say, man, my team is this, you feel what I'm saying? Like, and then your other homie or whoever you speaking to, you know, man, they, you know what I'm saying? They corny, whatever. You know what I mean? My team better, you know what I'm saying? So these are the things like, that's setting up the training and the programming, you feel me? Based on our accountability, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, somebody say something about your team, you feel some type of way about it, you feel me? Like, and so in order for you, like, to feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And not uncomfortable, you say something like, you know, don't be talking like that about my squad, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, them little itty bitty, like, little, you know what I'm saying? Words like that set up for later. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, when anybody goes to talk about your team, it's like, now they got that in their head. Like, oh, I shouldn't talk about this team. You get ecstatic. You know what I mean? When we talk about that, like, you feel me? And that could be anything. I just chose like sports just to start it off. You feel what I'm saying? But like, you know, that, oh my God, you know, y'all hear the religious talks, you know what I'm saying? Like, my God better than your God. And, you know, they even got songs, my God, you know what I'm saying? And this and that, you feel what I'm saying? And if you saying my, what's left for the rest of the people? You feel what I'm saying? Like, so if you just constantly saying my God, then it's nobody else's God. You feel what I'm saying? So now we training the brain to be like, get defensive. You know what I'm saying? So now when anybody talk about your God, and at the same time, like, you kind of giving people that's outside of like that religion or outside of like your friendship or whatever, the like ability to like, you know, affect you. You feel what I'm saying? So how you utilizing the training to like let people know how to disturb you, how to make you uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? Like, and see, we don't, like I said, man, we don't think about like the inside of that type of stuff, but this stuff is heavy. You feel what I'm saying? And it mean more than like the words that just be like being said. You feel what I'm saying? But the whole intention behind it and everything, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you know, now you set up the training for other people to like affect you in that type of way. You feel me? You letting people know like, this is what disturbs me. You know what I'm saying? This is what bothers me. So you say, my God. You feel me? So now when they say, man, fuck your God or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now you automatically, because you put those words out, you feel me? Now, like, you know, if you got enemies or people, you know what I mean, opposite of you, then now they can utilize that to like affect you. You feel what I'm saying? So same thing too with relationships, everything. You feel me? Girlfriend be setting that up. You feel what I'm saying? Like setting the whole thing up. Like, you know what I mean? Motherfucker ain't comfortable with you going out. So they they put these trainings out so that you can feel uncomfortable enough not to go out. Or if you do go out, now you're not even really enjoying yourself. Cause she put the training out on you. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, start an argument right before you leave out the door, stuff like that. Say wild stuff that'll make you like, that'll make you like think about that shit all night. You feel me? Like, and motherfuckers, like I said, from the religious training, that's the same way too. You feel what I'm saying? So now, because of the things that you done said in different arguments, now she gonna utilize that to affect you. You feel what I'm saying? And you trained her to affect you that way. Oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Y'all having an argument, you telling her what you don't like, dislike, and all of this stuff. Now, she know. Oh, I don't like when you talk to me like this, so what you think she gonna do now? She gonna talk to you like that, cause it's gonna be beneficial for her comfortability. You get what I'm saying? So now, like, she know if she affected you when you leave out that door, if you decide to continue to leave out the door, you know what I'm saying, then she know that you ain't gonna have the best time. You done told her already, like, whenever you do that, I don't even fucking enjoy myself. Like, you be drawn, like, you feel what I'm saying? So she already know, like, once she do it, then you're not gonna enjoy yourself. You feel me? You can psych her out, whatever, really go out and enjoy yourself, whatever. But like, at the same time, that energy is still up in there. So you can fake have fun and fake do all that. You feel me? But as soon as you about to go back to the crib, all that, you know what I'm saying? Now that energy gonna go right back to what it was. You feel what I'm saying? Now you walking in the crib, like, now you try and fake like you ain't have a good time, so she ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, continuing that type of energy that she started with. You get what I'm saying? So you try and make it like if it ain't even. And to me, man, it's like, as humans, man, this is too many games. Like, this is too much, like, training of each other to, like I said earlier, be like comfortable for self, but not like for the collective. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I just want, like I said, I just want people to really realize, like, the different type of trainings we be doing to each other. You feel what I'm saying? Based on our comfortability. Like, a lot of people not comfortable with you saying, what really is the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So now you training motherfuckers to lie. Like, if you ain't built to, like, accept the truth, then you're training everybody around you to, like, lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember my pop, far as back as I can remember, I'm a pup. And, like, couple times of my pop, us asking for a little change or whatever to run to the corner store and him telling us no. He ain't know that he was training us to, like, not ask him for shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I know a lot of us go through the same thing, you feel me? It might be different parent, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the relationship, you feel what I'm saying? Some might even say, I spoil you minds based on that. Based on me growing up like that, I spoil you minds now. Like, but at the same time, I say my no's, and, I feel like it's equal to my yeses. You feel me? And, like, I went crazy a little bit, but when I realized, but at that time, you didn't train your kids to already want, and, you know what I mean? So depending on the parent, it's like, you already trained them to, like you're gonna say the yes, so then, they gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? If both parents in there, they gonna play it, like, you feel me? Like, they gonna utilize the training to go against each other, like. So they ask mom first, she say no, you go ask dad, you say yeah, like, now y'all arguing and shit. You feel me? And shit, like, let's think about that on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, how many motherfuckers you go ask this for this work and, oh, he tell you no, like, he go, right, no, and they might not even fuck with each other, whatever. But you need to get what you need to get based on your comfortability, you feel me? So you ain't even caring about if that goes sour or not. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, all of this stuff is the dangerous stuff that we be playing with each other. And like, I'm feeling like this is a lot to do with why it's like that out here. You feel what I'm saying? Like, especially on a level of like disrespect. Y'all know disrespect is like, that's like the pet peeve. That's like the center of the training. You get what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, niggas hold that to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, a lot of dudes up top, man, I know they regretful. You feel me? Like, I done spoke to a lot of guys. They very regretful. Even me passing through that system, I'm very regretful. Like, just on like, defending the respect, my fault. Defending the disrespect language. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to disrespect me. You feel me? And, that's an automatic direct from like the inner child being hurt and you never learning how to let that go. You feel me? So now, like, if you had that trauma when you was young and somebody picked on you, whatever, now that you got older and this and that, you like, I ain't never letting that happen again. You feel me? And nobody's exempt from this stuff. You feel me? Like, we might deal with it differently depending on, the chosen people in our lives and where they was at when they, encountered all of this stuff and, what they was able to obtain to deal with it. You get me? So if you got parents that been through it and can like really show you, this side and then how to get to this side, then, your inner child healing gonna be a lot like easier than another person, you feel me, that don't have that type of people around them to like, really home in and cheer up that inner child. You feel what I'm saying? And I think about all of that stuff, man. Whenever I think about, the violence going on in inner cities, like, that's the first thing that I think about. The inner child being healed, man. Cause you think about all of this stuff that be going on, bro, and you hear the details, you be like, nah, that couldn't have happened for that reason. Cause now you in thinker mode, like, you in thinking, like, so you like, 1 + 1 = 2, that don't make sense. Like, 3 × 1 = 16, like, that don't make sense. And why that person took that but it was the inner child. You feel me? Like, or, mixed with his training and everything. Environmental reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, how we been trained, like, environmental reaction. Somebody hits you, you hit them back. Regardless of what, when, where, or how. Right? And that comfortability came from people being uncomfortable with getting hit and didn't know how to respond to it. You feel me? So once you like see that responding that way, lessen that uncomfortable feeling, then that's what you go towards. You feel me? Like, so now we having kids and we projecting that on them. We training them on that same logic. Listen, don't let nobody hit you. Like, you feel me? That's coward shit and all of that. You feel me? But like I heard BC McFly say and shit like, coward shit would be like letting like motherfuckers lead you in the wrong direction. You feel me? So all the instigators of the situation, and like, you're a coward if you feed into that, and that's not even what you wanted to do. You feel me? So you let another person, like, and that's a part of the training. All of it. You feel me? Like, all these negative things, man, is all like tied into how we training each other. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, like folk used to get mad at like other cousins, you know, the cousins that got in trouble a lot, whatever. And the aunties that be, you know, cursing them out and doing all this, you know what I mean? And, you know, on the phone, yapping about it, spreading it around the family. You feel me? Training other people to dislike this person based on them and what they comfortable with and uncomfortable with. You feel me? This is family. Family do the most training. You know what I'm saying? Like, aunties and all of that. Oh yeah, that's where it really start on with what you can and cannot say. You feel what I'm saying? I got trained to like not even be in like adult business. And shit, I sometimes be holding on to that shit, like, to a point, like, I see some adults going through it. I'm an adult now, but still I won't get into they shit because of my training, like. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because of my training on, like, staying in a child's place and all of that, and wasn't able to really speak my truth at that time, because, you know, kids don't know shit. That was the language. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, and I was the one that really wanted to say something, really wanted to, but now I notice like how that shut that down, kind of shut me down in a lot of parts of my life. You feel what I'm saying? And it ain't their fault. They don't know no better. You feel me? We live in this thing for the first time. You feel what I'm saying? So depending on your trainers or your people that you got around you, you feel me? Or, you know, the ones that you was gifted to, depending on how much they know and everything like that, might give you your training, and since you might go opposite of the training and be, you know, rebellious. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, all of that's a part of the training. You still train whether you go whatever way. Cause based on how they are and what they did is now how you live and you know, your perspective is. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, we you know, as people, man, like I say, man, we doing this thing for the first time, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, if I'm being told this is the right, and I don't get to see that differently somewhere else, then this is all I got. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is all I got right here. So until that is like challenged by something else, then I believe that, or I'm going with that, or this is my training at that time. You get what I'm saying? Until I find some other training. Like, I was just talking to my man and shit, and I'm just telling him, like, you know, besides like the energy that we got on our own, shit, we pass by each other every day with different energies, and energies get transferred. Energies don't die, they just transfer. You feel what I'm saying? So you got an attitude, they got attitude, shit, y'all cross. It might be a bigger attitude, you know, that lead to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Depending on your environmental reaction, you get what I'm saying? So if it was guns that was taught, then, you know, you grabbing those. If it was the hands, then you doing that. If it was the walk away, whatever, you doing that. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I try to watch out for like different energies and like how much I intake from others. You know what I'm saying? Can't just read the back of the book. Like, you gotta know the author's intentions. What do he mean? Why he write this? What was the whole thing? Cause even reading that, it's gonna feed your brain. You know what I'm saying? And the way the brain works, man, you can give it anything. You can give it one word, it'll turn into a movie. Obviously, right? We got writers, all kinds of things. You feel me? So they come up with the thought, and then that thought becomes, fuller, more, you know what I mean? Even go to tell somebody else, yeah, this is my thought on this. They get a thought that might impact that thought and grow it. You know what I'm saying? So, they work both ways too, positively and negatively. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, you can go hit your man for a lick, whatever. You start with, all I know is he got X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? The motherfucker start calculating it, and the brain start exercising his abilities, and then they go from there. You feel what I'm saying? And ain't no telling. Like I say, depending on what's already in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's already in us. Like if we come from these places and we poor and we've got all these different type of emotions, especially like the anger bug. You know what I'm saying? You just feel some type of way that you not living how you should think you should be living. You know what I'm saying? So, all of this stuff, man, put together. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, and me knowing it is like, that's even like a thing. You feel me? Cause like I'm feeding my brain all of this stuff, and it's like, but I'm seeing all of this stuff happen too. And I'm like, how can I put this into this to make it change or whatever? You feel me? Give people different perspectives and, change the narratives out this joint. Like, you feel me? Cause people dying by the dozens, and you know what I'm saying? Like, not even just Philly, but like all the inner cities is really going through these same things. You feel me? Even the suburbs, man. Like, so, when I like to talk, man, I like to talk to say like humans. I ain't talking like no black and white, even though, it might sound like that cause I'm black, and who else would I be talking to, right? But at the same time, we got all kinds of people that might listen. You know what I'm saying? And shit, if you understand any of this stuff, man, this shit don't got no color on it. You feel what I'm saying? So slavery exists to this day because of the training that those folks continue to give others that was coming up. Now, if they never gave them that continuation, and you probably read about it or whatever, but I don't think that would have continued. You get what I'm saying? So those folks trained those other folks to be the same way based on their comfortability and shit, what they accepted in life. You know what I mean? Motherfucker told you, don't go over there and fuck with those people. Those people are bad and they are the scum, and whatever other languages you use to try to, train other people to be exactly where your comfortability is. You feel what I'm saying? So, those white folks trained those other white folks, and they trained their kids and the whole shebang. Same way you can train negative, though you can train positively. You know what I mean? Like, train a motherfucker to be a hustler. Train a motherfucker to, always be positive and look for the positivity in anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like how to take this money and invest in and do all of these things is trainings. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and shit, the professional trainers is the teachers or the professionals, you know what I'm saying? And they learn and shit. They train to train us. You feel what I'm saying? So there's always a training going on. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like good or bad, it's a training going on. You know what I mean? Just as humans are, it's almost like that's what we gotta do. You feel me? Like, but it's the negatives of it that kind of like got me, a little bothered. You feel me? Cause it's like, man, I don't want people to just keep getting trained to like do negative, and we thinking like it's cool. Then you think about like the religious words and you say your life was already written, and so when this person died, it's kind of like, well, if it was written, then they were supposed to die. And it's almost like, damn, well, whatever we might have avoided here, shit, down the line, that would have happened on some Final Destination shit, right? Like, you missed death that one time, but that shit circle back and that's how it's feeling like it sounded when you say, like, life was written. And then you got all of these deaths now. You get what I'm saying? Was life written to a point where 2020 happened and now we in 22 and like more people are dying, or it feel like more people dying? You know what I'm saying? Especially because of the media and it being able to get worldwide, or for worldwide information to be, given all around the world. It might seem like, more deaths, but I probably gotta do some research. But I know if I do some research, we'll probably find like similarities in like the death counts in multiple years. You feel me? So 2022 might not be so different than like 1922. You feel what I'm saying? But maybe at that time it was more like wars. So, masses of people was dying in that way. You get what I'm saying? Like, still, a large amount of people dying at once in one particular year. You feel what I'm saying? So then 2022, it might be more shootings or like deaths by age or like all of that combined in the 1 year. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just, people dying from the gun. Cause you got that on the streets or in regular life, and then you got war. So that's still continuing. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be as many deaths in war because like, back then they used to just go for death. You know what I mean? Kind of like, like just being in that, you can have a greater chance of just dying cause, swords, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was all at once. So a group of people getting shot, like, and both sides shooting. So both sides is getting hit and then checking right out, right? To whereas though now more like weapons and shit like that. So then it's like just one side might just be getting hit or whatever. So that ain't as many as it probably was back then, right? Then on the same side, like I said, back then it probably wasn't a lot of people dying in the streets. Now there's a lot of people dying in the streets, and not just like on some street shit, but like health and like, age and like, COVID and all of this other stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so you know what I mean? Like, you got all of that as we talk about it. You feel me? Like, but man, the training is so like, lethal, man. I learned a long time ago about the school to prison pipeline. And I remember we was like a part of like non-profit at the time, Reconstruction. And like we was like doing projects and all kinds of things, you feel me? We would go to colleges and just present this like school to prison pipeline. And like a lot of people didn't even know about it. Like I'm talking about outside people, like, people that might have lived, fortunately better than others. But at the same time, like, because of that, and them knowing that, and them knowing like how the opposites was living based on they unfortunate, then they wanted to do something. You feel me? So we were presented to them so that they can put the money or put the, resources behind it to try to do something about it. You feel me? So what I learned about the school to prison pipeline, you know what I'm saying, and the whole setup. And once again, I seen BC McFly, you know, post a John about it. Like, the picture was of a cafeteria in a public school, kind of like the same setup in a cafeteria at the jails or in a prison. But I'm like, you know, I don't have enough information to know, like, if that's like, you know, particularly for just that. You get me? So, a lot of times, man, we kind of think that, like, it's against us, but because we don't really know, like, that it's going on in other places and to other people, right? So, you know, I don't know what the Catholic school look like, or the private schools, or the charter school. I don't know what them look like inside, and how they conduct, like, lunch and all of that. But I assume it's kind of similar. If you lining up to, like, go ahead and get the food with a tray, and then you going from one joint to the next, or like whether you gotta go up and it's already packaged in one, so you just grab and then go, you know, to sit and you know, eat your meal or what have you. So I just say, like, you know, if that is the setup, and we know that this the setup, then what's the counter? You know what I mean? Like, what do we do to counter that? If we know that is like the public school is being set up to, like, make you comfortable for the prison. You know what I'm saying? Cause if you're carrying a tray in school, you feel that same comfortability. It's like muscle memory when you get to the prison. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand the whole concept of it is like you walking in line throughout the hallways to get from point A to point B, whether it's to a classroom or whether you in jail and if you going from, you know, one block to the next. Definitely in jail is made that you walk in the line. They got lines drawn on the floor that you gotta follow. Kind of the same ways too in schools, at least the ones that I know of. You know what I mean? You walk in those lines, you know what I'm saying? But recess and yard time probably the same. As soon as you hear that bell or that, you know, yard time type call, everybody disperse in the ways. You feel me? The training at school might be a little different than in jail, but kind of the similar outcome when they all run out and disperse into the yard. You feel me? So then you got, you know, basketball out in the yard. You got basketball out in the, you know, the recess yard. You got different, like, tennis balls, whatever. They both the same, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the school to prison pipeline is definitely, like, a lot similar to, like, that facility, but I don't know if it's just that system makes more sense to do, or if it's, like, set up. Cause not everybody that went through the public schools ended up in prison. You know what I mean? So did it not work on them? Or how did they block it? You feel what I'm saying? Like, if it was set for everybody to do it, why we ain't all do it? Why ever? And, you know, the answer could be easy as, you know, your household at the time. Because your household could have countered it. So the fact that you coming home from the school, but your parents is teaching you according to their training, and you know what I mean, and it's a beneficial one, then it's like you might make better decisions and don't go through that pipeline to the prison. You feel what I'm saying? But I guess you could say it's more of majority that ended up like eventually going to prison. You feel me? And blessings, man. I ain't had that many that went to at least my high school that I knew of in my class, in my, generation or grade that, yeah, like none of those dudes went to jail. Maybe a little small handful, but including my fucking self. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we definitely couldn't have seen that while we was in school because we wasn't even thinking that far. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, in different schools, you could probably see it and see that that person is leading that way. And a lot of it go hand in hand with his housing and how his upbringing and conditionings was. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of dudes that was poor or whatever, shit, you coming to school and you might be bullying other motherfuckers. You might be doing same thing in jail. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no commissary. You hungry, shit touching. You know what I mean? Environment don't teach you how to pridefully, like, ask for things. You know what I'm saying? Or if you was in my situation and your dad told you about the simplest things, shit, that could have crippled you in your training, you feel me? To where as though you like, I ain't asking for nothing, I'm just gonna take it. And shit, see, that's a part of what happened to me too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so, like, fearful to know, but I'm like, I'm just gonna take this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And that's whether I had to be sneaky about it or like, up front with it. You feel what I'm saying? Or just like, you know what I mean? Like, just on some thieving ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, either way, that was my training. You get what I'm saying? And shit, I'm still kind of going through fighting that. You know what I mean? And shit, the only fight we need to be fighting is the you versus you fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me versus me, man. Me being me before all the training and my thoughts and how I am, and you feel me? And then the other me is like the energies that been transferred and the words I done heard and the trainings I done got on the way up, and like, the hurt from my inner child, all of that's in the other me. So it's me versus me, man. And it seemed like this me is always winning. You feel what I'm saying? And, Russ Well to PNB Rock, man, and YSN Dies. YSN Key, you know what I mean? And that's just to name a couple guys that recently just passed. You feel what I'm saying? And, I know it might be uncomfortable for other people, but we gotta make the training to be comfortable about the truth, man. And truth be, man, how I be seeing this shit, man, we be losing our you versus you battle, man. Like I said, man, whenever you, as a people, and you got your thinker on, and you like, damn, why was PNB in that particular rascals and chicken and waffles and shit? You playing with death? If you asking these type of questions, then you like aware of what's going on there and the reality of stuff. Now, if he's there and by all the information that was given, he just was previously, someone tried to attempt to rob him previous to this. So it's like, of these certain things and But based on the environment you come from, you like, I'm going to carry it this way. And carrying that way, unfortunately, man, he lost. You feel what I'm saying? And it hurt to even say it and say it like that. But it's like, that's the reality of this shit. Niggas is losing their you versus you battles. And don't have to. You feel me? Like, you ain't got to die, bro. To prove nothing. And that's the thing. It's like, these tests got real life results to them. You testing yourself on toughness and all of this. And then the results is you losing your life. So how do you even know that you passed the test? Or did you felt that motherfucker to everybody else? You feel me? Cause now they missing you. You know what I'm saying? Thinking as a collective, like. In the rap, I say, man, I had to get out the streets for the sake of my mom. Cause it's like, yo, when you living like that, you ain't thinking about who all gonna miss you. Who all care enough about you that you shouldn't do that shit. Or move that way. Or continuously lose to the other you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man, a girl, a daughter. You think about your daughter, bro. You think about your girl. You think about your mom, your grams. Just, you know, we soulful people, man. Meaning like we are of the soul as humans. So, you know, sometimes, man, we gotta float as the soul, man, and look at the physical and say, yo, that shit ain't worth it, man. It could take 2 seconds, man. And I know when it's in a moment, you don't got this time to think. But if you do got this time to think, it's like, yo, utilize that thinking. Cause like I said, if you could think about it, most likely you probably won't do it. Cause the way the brain works, you give it a thought, it's going to play through that whole thought. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I get a thought like that, damn, it ain't worth it. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this and then he gonna react like this and then we gonna end up here or here and then one of us gonna be gone and then if by the time I think about all of that, I'm like, I don't even want to do that shit. That don't even make sense to do. But when we ain't got the time to think is the reaction based on your environment, and you mean? The killer ain't thinking about your family and who's going to miss you or mourn you or grieve you. You ain't thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2 that just lost to their yous versus yous. And I say the you versus you because you don't be really wanting to do that shit, bro. You really want to live. You don't want to die. Who the fuck does? If you do, you got a real mental issue. You wasn't even, like, you didn't even ask to be here. So how you going, like, want to die or want to this? How we got that much privilege? That's what it is. You didn't even ask to be there, but you think you got the power enough to take somebody else and dictate when they supposed to go? Or is that the way it's supposed to be? Cause it's all written. I'm just putting out information, man. Y'all do what y'all please with it. And I know your brain gonna automatically make sense of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but as I was saying, man, you know, when it come down to the nitty gritty about it all, it's like, bro, don't lose that you versus you. Cause the people that you gonna try to prove it to, whatever, it's not even, they don't even care for real. This shit is all in you. Based on everything else, though. Based on all of those people. You know what I mean? So you make it as an artist and shit coming out of a city. And then that you is goddamn your whole city. Now you done moved out to LA. But you still like try and impress the Phillies and yeah, I'm doing all this and I'm wearing this and I'm on that level, and where our poster had evolved and became a different human. No, I'm still on that. And I got to show y'all that I'm still on that. Like, ain't nobody gonna take nothing from me. And what is all this dick measuring shit? Cause now you dead. And what does it mean? Nothing. A bunch of other people to say, oh, he was a rider, he went out like a gun. You gone though. So how you even gonna hear it? Like, it's for the rest of us to like celebrate? No, he went out like a gun. He ain't just let the nigga run down on him and take what? Nah, I'd rather keep my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather keep my life. Go ahead and take that. Shit ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Worth it. Especially, you can take this. You stupid. They got my kids on. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying if I was there and it's like up there, like, you gonna take that for what? Bragging rights? So you can come up. Nothing ever comes good, man, when you try and like build your happiness off somebody else's unhappiness. You know what I'm saying? So whether a motherfucker flaunt to some hungry wolves, cause that's what I hear a lot. You can't be like, you know, showing off the hungry wolves and all that. Yeah, that's one thing, you feel what I'm saying? And I get that and all of that, but at the same time, it's like, why you a hungry wolf? And who put that in you? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a natural survival mode that a motherfucker get in? And then that's why you like simultaneously calling it a wolf? You feel what I'm saying? Cause you seen wolves and when they hungry, they show their teeth, whatever. Is that why we? And that's cool, you feel me? But that's why I said that's that training shit. You know what I mean? Like, so now we doing the training off of fair. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna train him to be fearful, like, or we gonna train them to product themselves as like wolves. If I tell you, like, your hunger is equal to a hunger of a wolf. So you as a human, no way you should be that same hunger as a wolf. That's an animal. That should be different. But I train you in that language. Yeah, hungry wolves kill dogs, eat dogs. You're a human and you do that. First you gotta like chop down all your human. You feel me? Like, oh man, I hate that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. Like, that nigga can't like just wear anything around us, nigga. Like, you gotta like program yourself to like disconnect from the shit. Cause like I say, if you think about it, you ain't gonna do it. We humans, you feel me? Like, we got emotions and all that shit. Like, you feel me? Like, that's different from an animal's emotions. When a wolf kill a dog, it ain't really trying to eat, like, survive, eat. But our hungry is like, we just ain't got no money right now. But shit, if you hungry enough, you can eat something. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't gotta be another human. Unless you go to McDonald's, you know what I mean? Like, Feds is investigating right now. They done been selling human meat, they say. You know what I mean? So maybe that's another contribution to the violence and how easy it is for humans to take other humans' lives, because they done tasted the shit. And they kind of got wolf-like or animal-like instances. How many killers eat McDonald's, man? It's a question we gotta ask. How many of you killers is eating McDonald's, man? You probably done ate some human meat, and now that's all you want. You want human blood. So you killing niggas for nothing, because you want human blood based on the human meat that you've been eating, man. Change your diet, man. Change the language, man. You feel me? And I want to do a whole joint on language, because, like, man, that's a heavy contributor to this shit. You know, I ain't religious and all that, but in the beginning was God, and with him was the word. So, you know, words is everything. You feel what I'm saying? And depending on how you word those words in your psyche, how you train your shit, is going to be your reality, your perspective, how you see this shit. You feel me? So, not only just that, but then you got the training by colors and all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you got signs everywhere that's different colors based on, like, your training and your inner stuff connected with these colors. It's dangerous, man. You know what I'm saying? They say the D from the 7 Ds, the 7 deadly Ds, mixed with anger, any one of those Ds, you get danger. You know what I mean? So we out here angry, man. You know, we could be angry at the powers to be and saying they setting this all up for us to be this way. Or shit, we could be angry at ourselves, shit, you feel me? And have that dislike for ourselves based on that shit. Or you could just be angry because you know what I'm saying? Your parents did drugs or whatever, chemical imbalance, and that's transferred. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things could be factors, man, and, you know, we just don't dig into the internal enough. I think if we dug into the internal enough, man, we know this stuff, but just don't care enough, or it's not enough people caring to, like, change it. You get me? And, like, negative is, like, the winner, you know, the winner of it. So it's like people drift towards that more or less, you know what I'm saying? But gotta change this narrative, man, and retrain each other, you know, better, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause, like, you know, not being able to accept the truth, that's like the nuttiest John. Cause, like, all the trainings is going towards, like, people lying. I encounter people, bro, all day, and they just be lying. And it's like, oh, I don't know you, so you can tell me anything, but you don't even think that this is like how this sound to me and how it's like how I'm registering it. Like I'm like some of that stuff just be so far that it's like, dog, you know that ain't believable. Why you even? You feel me? But we don't want to get into nothing, so we training ourselves not to tell them the truth about that. You get me? So it's like, man, and you know, as a power structure, sometimes we play on each other with that shit. Like, I know I probably could have saved a lot of lives by saying the truth about something. But because of my training and other things, I'm like, man, you feel me? Nigga trained me not to tell him the truth. So even when I see he in danger and I need to tell him the truth, I hesitate. Cause I say, man, if I tell him the truth, y'all know how it is. Like, you see your man, lady out with another nigga, like, do I tell him the truth? Or like last time I told him, like, he snapped on me and he's still with the chick. So like, why should I tell him? So these is all trainings, you feel me? Like, to where it's dudes like, now you're not even going to, you should tell the truth regardless. No matter what the result's going to be. Some would say no, like, cause that truth could lead a person to kill another person. Hopefully that truth don't do that, but like, I'd rather, you know, the truth be told. Cause when you find out a lie, that shit hurt more than that truth that I just heard. You get me? Like, I find out you lied, that's more like deceiving more than me. And like that you had the opportunity to tell me the truth, or you had the opportunity to save my life, but you didn't. Or you tried to. Like, damn, bro, I don't think we should do that. Like, oh, that's nutty. Like, you know what I mean? Let's go do something else. Nigga, like, no, I'm doing this shit. You just give up after a while, like, fuck it. Next thing you know, you crying because your man that got killed. And the tears is more from the fact that you told him. And he ain't listen. So that shit hurt you. Like, damn, like, I told the nigga, like, or damn, I just was with the nigga and he ain't even tell me the type time he was on for me to tell him the truth. It's all in the training. Motherfuckers don't even call me. You feel me? Cause on one end, I trained them to like not by telling them the truth. So then they like kind of like get uncomfortable unless they comfortable enough to handle the truth. And then that's when I get the call. If I want to hear the truth, I'm gonna call Buck. You know what I mean? And so I did the training in that. You get what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, by telling motherfuckers what I didn't want to hear, I trained them on what they gonna come to me with. You know what I'm saying? So if I was ever to find myself being lonely and being mad that I'm lonely, it's my contribution because I train people to leave me alone. Unless they got something of my comfortability to deal with. You get me? So, you know, and man, I've been doing that all my life. You feel me? Like, I done alienated myself, everything, a lot of things. You know, being on TikTok, I learned these new languages, you feel me? Like, I ain't know I was an introvert, you feel me? But by definition, shit, and how I am, shit, I'm an introvert, you know what I mean? So I could see or understand the alienation or the black sheep, scenarios and shit like that. and fucking, you know what I mean? The trainings that I did and that, you know, the training that I got in order for me to do it. You feel me? They all play in together, like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't just start off like that. I was trained to be like that based on my comfortability and other people's comfortability. You feel what I'm saying? Like, 'cause people wasn't comfortable with kids talking and being in adult stuff. We got shut out that. Then our training became like, all right, so now we gonna do that. Now we gonna project that. Like, and I ain't trying to hear that shit. Whenever a motherfucker talking, and I got the authority now that I'm an adult, and as a kid I was hushed. Now I'm like, nigga, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to confront me on that level, then you gonna abide by that shit. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of it, if you do and other instigators and people around, they gonna say, damn, he chumped you and shit like that. So now, you see how the training goes on and on? You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I gotta do better with this training shit, but I thought I'd like bring this to y'all, to the light. You know what I mean? Shed some light. I don't know if I was all over the place. I gotta listen back. Usually when I talk, I kind of like, sometimes I go around in a circle, but I come back around. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and, maybe watch it twice. You feel me? So you can get, cause you know how you watch a movie and then watch it again. You might see some stuff and then more stuff will make sense to you. Because now you know the end, and then now you can watch it back and see it again. So, you know what I mean? You can like now put pieces together that you might have not caught when you first went through it. You know what I mean? The first time. So, you know, if you're having a struggle with understanding or making sense of what I'm saying the first time through, maybe just rewatch it and then it'll probably catch the second, third time. You know what I mean? So, you know. Man, I love y'all to pieces, man. You know what I'm saying? And I do this shit, man. I do this podcast shit so I can give up what's coming through me. Not that I'm special or nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we all got our special shit. So, different information come through different people. You feel me? Shit, based on niggas training is why certain information don't get out. You feel what I'm saying? Cause you be trained not to like share anything, or you be hesitant based on the training that was given. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, we resorted in, you know, doing outrageous shit because of this, man. And, you know, like I say, hopefully me bringing this to the light and getting people to like, just think about it. You feel me? Cause maybe you didn't think about it. Cause you ain't look at it like this. But now that, you know, I done said it, and, well, not that I said it like a big I, but like as it just came through me to tell y'all. You get me? So let's look at it in that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Information comes through people to be given to. So don't look at the person that's giving it and, you know, base how you receive it or how you hear it on whether or not you like them or not. Cause you're going to miss a lot of it, and you probably already have. So you can attest to this statement. Like, you done missed a lot of information cause you judged that person and you ain't even know that, you know, the powers to be, the real powers to be, sent that through that person. Cause you done made them an enemy, now you don't receive it cause you don't hear it correctly. You feel me? And that's on all levels, relationships, everything, man. You know what I mean? Like, cause you mad at your girl, don't not listen. Cause her intuition could probably save you. You feel me? you leave out that house and you mad and she like, be careful. You know, I don't want you out there. You shouldn't go. You probably should take heed to that. You know what I mean? So, you know, man, in closing, man, I'll just say, like, you know, please take heed. You know, if it made sense to you, please utilize it. If it didn't, watch it again. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, you love it. You know what I'm saying? You can thank whoever sends this through me. You know what I mean? I don't need the thanks. I don't need the, you know, in my head, you know, I wouldn't fit through doors and, you know, pump me up too much. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, hopefully, you know, as, it does something to y'all and for y'all, and, it was useful. UrbanLife.tv, we out. We are no longer willing slaves. We are no longer willing slaves. Next chapter, let's turn the page. A lot of niggas acting never hit the stage. Acting all destruct in the cage. You whippersnapper, you only got 60 days. All Fabergasket, shaking your legs. You made it happen, Captain. Go ahead and sell away. Letter after letter, sell away. Can't be a gangster, then not, and then the killer, and then the next day. Sorry, just don't work that way. Should've said no when they try throw that work your way. You try to work your way, but the wait wasn't worth your way. You hurt today, Bell 500 wasn't worth your pay. But you was worth throwing work away. You take the weight, you Hercules. Didn't know that that's how the game was played. Now you found out in a major way. Can't face yourself, so you throwing blame away. Go ahead, aim away. It won't help take the shame away. See, that's the game you play. The game don't play. Can't be a part of the game if you don't play. What the girls say? Man, you play all day. You want to go straight, but walking the wrong way. Fuck it, take it the hard way. I'm a parlay. The best slave is the one that don't know he a slave. We are no longer willing slaves. We are no longer willing slaves. Next chapter, let's turn the page.
UrbanLife.tv, UrbanLife.tv, UrbanLife.
They ain't supposed to be at the podcast. They out shopping. Look at this shit.
TV, up close and personal, live.
O chance we works get like get me.
He ain't got the ball right now, you feel me? And he go to the rack every time.
Go to the rack. I go to the rack like Kyrie. I spin like this day.
Just tune in when I tell you to. Be ready like Wednesday afternoon. Ooh, life is simple, but life is mental. Where's your mental? Where's your talent and the gift God sent you? Don't be silent, don't be gentle.